I made this shrimp casserole for my dad's birthday because shrimp is his favorite, and he totally loved it. It is creamy, cheesy shrimp under a buttery breadcrumb. So delicious, and I'm craving some shrimp casserole, so let's get started. You'll need 2 pounds of large shrimp. I'm using 21 to 24 count, and they need to be peeled and deveined. Bring a large pot of water to a boil, then season it generously. I'm adding a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of Old Bay Seasoning. Bring that to a boil over high heat, then add the shrimp and stir for just 30 seconds. You want to pull that shrimp out as soon as it's cooked through. It's literally 30 seconds, so do not overcook them or they will turn rubbery. Also, this strainer is so useful. I will link to it in the notes. Let the shrimp stand for a minute, and if you see any liquid pooling at the bottom, pat that dry with a paper towel. Now we're gonna prep the casserole dish. Generously butter about a 2-quart casserole dish. You can also use a large pie pan or an oven-safe skillet, whatever you have on hand. Next, we're gonna make the shrimp delicious. We start with some real mayo, and this makes the shrimp super creamy. Then season that with garlic powder and freshly cracked black pepper, and I will link to our favorite pepper grinder in the notes. It's a little bit silly, but fun. Stir that together until it's nicely coated. Then we're gonna add the cheese. I like to add half at a time just so it doesn't clump together. It's a little easier to stir. But I'm using a combination of medium cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese. You can add the cheese to taste, but I do like a lot of cheese. Stir until it's well incorporated, then transfer it to your buttered casserole dish. You'll want to spread that somewhat evenly into the pan just for even cooking times. Now we're gonna make that golden crunchy topping. Melt some butter. I'm using some unsalted butter, but any kind will work. And then add some panko breadcrumbs. I love panko because they make the topping extra crunchy. And in this video, I accidentally doubled the topping, which you don't want to do because it's a lot of topping. But once that's stirred together and the crumbs are moistened with butter, sprinkle that evenly over the top, then bake in a preheated oven in the center at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or until the shrimp reaches an internal temperature of 145 degrees. Then I like to broil for 2 minutes to get that topping beautifully golden and crisp. Let that rest for 10 to 15 minutes and enjoy. I love when it's still hot and bubbly right out of the oven. Oh, and that seriously didn't take long at all. I mean, it's done in less than 30 minutes. Such an easy main course, or you could serve it as a side dish, whatever you want. Creamy, cheesy, crunchy shrimp. It just doesn't get any better. Okay, and because I'm totally craving this now, we're gonna get right into this taste test. But before we do that, I'm gonna garnish it with a little bit of fresh parsley. It's like blazing hot. Okay, here we go. Choppity chop. And honestly, I love to garnish things. I have fresh herbs that are growing in my garden. I need to figure out a way to get them in my house for the winter because I love having fresh herbs available. It just adds a little, what's the word? Zhuzh. That's a word I learned to describe fanciness. Pizzazz, pizzazzle. Maybe that's made up, I don't know. We're gonna add some bougie zhuzh. In all seriousness though, add parsley. I mean, especially on brown foods, and this is like a brown food, right? It's just brown. So we're gonna add a little pop of color, a pop of flavor. And now we serve it up while it's creamy and cheesy and saucy. Although this is still really good even when it gets to room temperature, like when I brought it to my parents' house. Everybody still loved it. I love how it's creamy and a little bit cheesy, like everything you want in a delicious casserole. All right, and a little bit more. Don't judge me, okay? I'm a shrimp person, okay? All right, and then a little bit more zhuzh. This is the one. Ooh, actually, I think I got 2 on there. Okay, here we go. This is so yummy. If you like shrimp, like this has your name all over it. What I love about this shrimp bake is pre-boiling the shrimp. Make sure it doesn't get too wet at the bottom when it's baked. So don't skip that step, because if you just put the raw shrimp into the oven, it's basically gonna steam cook and that'll make your shrimp really rubbery. Even though they're pre-cooked, baking them in the oven afterwards, they stay really tender. And I think the mayo helps with that. Oh man, I need another one, come on. The shrimp is so juicy. There's lots of flavor there. Because remember, we season the water when we cook the shrimp, and then you can taste that little bit of garlic in there. I love the crispy breadcrumbs. Ooh, we got another taste tester in the house.
It is tender.
It is tender. I know it's tender, which I love that. It's a little bit more forgiving because shrimp is really easy to overcook, but with this recipe and the way that it's prepared, you're not gonna have that problem. Oh, if you guys love shrimp recipes, oh, let me show you. You cannot miss the shrimp recipes that are in our new cookbook. I'm gonna show them to you here real quick. The first one is a shrimp scampi Alfredo, which is super yum. Lots of flavor in this, creamy sauce. We also have a shrimp fried rice, which is brilliant for using leftover rice. This is my favorite. Shrimp avocado tostadas. Almost like a ceviche combined with a tostada. It's super yummy, you guys. My absolute favorite shrimp recipe in our cookbook. And if you haven't got your hands on this already, I will link to it in the notes. Let me know if you guys have any other recipe requests. Also, let me know where you spotted Sharky in the video. The first person who spots him and tells us exactly where you saw him during our live stream gets a $100 gift card, so that's always fun. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this, and, well, I might save a little bit for my husband and the kids, because they really love this too. All right, we'll see you on the next episode of Natasha's Kitchen. Bye now.